Hi, we're Lydia and Wehan, and last week we set ourselves a challenge to hike 4 mountains in 48 hours, which we somehow completed. After spending a week recovering in Albany, we made our way to Esperance to visit Australia's most iconic beach, which is supposedly packed with kangaroos. You guys are not gonna believe this, but we are at another mountain. Excuse this curl in my hair making me look like Lord Farquaad right now. But you may be wondering, why are we doing another mountain hike so soon after the Stirling Range Challenge? And honestly, we're asking ourselves the same thing.
But I mean, it's such an iconic spot to Esperance, so
yes,
we can't just like turn it down.
Yeah, so we're at Frenchman's Peak.
Yeah.
Which is a very important place in Aboriginal culture, and I believe the Aboriginal name is, I'm so gonna pronounce this wrong, Wandorbornup?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm so sorry if we pronounced that wrong. It's a really important spot and it's just beautiful, so we knew we had to come do this.
Yeah. Despite
not feeling mentally ready to take on another mountain.
Let alone physically.
I feel like we kind of physically recovered, but we also did a different mountain 2 days ago. So, I don't know, we're just professional mountain climbers at this point.
Yeah, of course. But this one, apparently it's a little steep, but short. So hopefully it's really short. You know it's bad when even the sign is on a steep incline.
Look how wonky it is. Look at this.
That was me holding it like this as well. It's actually like this. And while I climb up this steep incline, I'm going to attempt to tell the story behind this mountain. And apologies if it's not accurate.
I told Wehan he'd messed it up.
Lydia told me that I'd mess it up. And you know what? I probably would. Because as much as I'm very technical and into finer details, I'm also very forgetful. And I struggle to read.
Sounds like a sad...
When there's a lot of words, I just get confused. Alright. So, the story behind it is, there was an eagle that dropped its 2 eggs on the top of this mountain. And there was an Aboriginal tribe camped up pretty close to it. And in that tribe, there were 2 children that were told to stay in the camp. And they rebelled and went to this island and stole said 2 eggs. And they returned the eggs to the camp. And later on, the eagle came back to the camp and grabbed the 2 children and took them out to the ocean. So the parents of the children, that's their tears coming from the eye of the mountain. And the children are the 2 islands offshore, I believe. But if that's wrong, I'll have it on the screen.
I give you a solid A+ for effort.
Thank you.
That's a nice attempt.
That was, yeah, keep moving forward. Let's go up this mountain.
I wouldn't say you struggle to read, it's just not your strong point.
It's not my strong point. I like numbers. That is all. Steepness aside, this is really beautiful.
It is.
Like, look at this. Sorry about the wind.
Windy? A bit windy.
I had a protein bar this morning.
Stop. It got really windy, so I'm gonna have to
I'll
yell.
try and block the mic a little bit.
But, you wanna go for a swim?
Oh! I mean salami or anything, but I had a shower yesterday, so I don't need to go for a bath.
So one thing that's really unique about Frenchman's Peak is that it actually has a cave at the top that we are now stood within. Now, the cave is formed because this peak used to actually be an island when the sea level was significantly higher. So the way this was formed is that the waves used to smack into the granite, which formed this really cool wave shape.
Ah,
Cave shape. I said wave shape.
Cave, dome, whatever. I think people refer to it as different things, but...
I think seeing it online, I expected it to be smaller, and it's massive. It's so big. It's really amazing to just be stood within it. And
I can definitely see why an eagle would lay its eggs here. There's lots of pretty birds around, and it's so beautiful.
It's really beautiful.
But
oh dear,
I didn't think this was the cave. I'm pretty sure there's a cave up there.
Oh, I think you go round and go in there.
Whoa! Look at this.
We're not meant to go this way. So.
Oh, I probably should not be filming while climbing, but I'm pretty sure this trail is actually just taking us to the top, and that was actually the other cave. But I'm gonna follow Lydia. She's always right. As I was saying before, I'm pretty sure that trail was just heading to the top, and I'm right. We made it to the top of the peak of Frenchman's Peak. Apologies for the wind and all the birdie noises.
There's a lot of birds.
But it's really high, and it's also near the coast, so...
The views are like unreal.
Yeah, it's wild. There's like panoramic views. I was about to say, this is such a beautiful little place, but it's definitely not little at all.
And I gotta say, that was not that hard of a hike. Like, it's steep.
I think that's the easiest one we've done so far.
Yeah, I agree. Apart from like Mount Chuddalup, but that wasn't in a video.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's steep, and I definitely wouldn't do it on a wet day.
Yeah.
Like, you'd really struggle on a
and
wet
also
day. You'd be able to.
Have proper hiking boots.
Yeah, have proper
so
shoes.
much more grip.
Jan, before we forget, I have to ask, do you have something?
I'll stop you there. Got the moves with the rack. Got the moves with the rack. I've got the...
Whoa! You got the moves with the rack. Got the moves with the rack.
Got the moves with the rack.
Oh, not again. That dance move needs to be discontinued.
Discontinued.
Well, I think it's safe to say Vian has the moves with the rock.
Do I?
We just got on the path and there's a giant kangaroo on the path.
Oh, there's two.
We want to try and give him space, but
I think we just have to walk through them. They'll move.
think
Yeah.
we're going to try past them just slowly.
Try not to.
Just try not to disrupt them. Oh my gosh, the one's such a big boy.
They're not fazed by us.
Just go past them. Because right now you're stood behind them, they probably feel disrupted, right?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
I knew at some point they'll be like, hey, let's move on.
sorry guys.
Sorry, you can come back in a sec.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Week, month, year.
You have a good life.
Yeah, exactly.
So last night we checked into Lucky Bay Campground to be close to one of Australia's most iconic beaches. Also, I want to laugh at, we had the laundry line set up and then Vian readjusted the van to be closer this way and drove over our laundry lines. So we left it like this last night.
And I know my wheel isn't straight, but...
We have a huge site to ourselves.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
doesn't matter.
Crikey, mate. I've just spotted our first kangaroo poo.
It's a good sign.
So you might be wondering, why is it one of Australia's most iconic places? And the reason for that, I saw that, Lydia. And the reason for that is because when you're lucky, if you are lucky,
You're lucky, I love the pun.
you can find kangaroos on the beach. And a lot of the time, the sand is quite hard, so people drive their cars on there and wait all day for the kangaroos to come. And it's quite a unique experience.
It's like every single photo that you look at of Lucky is a kangaroo on the beach.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. You just, look, you see kangaroos everywhere in Australia, but not on the beach. But here, you do. I think I've spotted my first kangaroo. Not quite on the beach.
I just spotted a ton of seaweed. What?
Ew, I feel like it's more today.
It wasn't like this when we first visited here a couple of years ago.
Ew.
Oh,
Yeah.
this is on another level. I don't think I've ever been on a beach with this amount of seaweed.
What?
Maybe this is why the kangaroos are here.
It's stinky. That's why. They like the odor.
If that was the case, they would be at our end. Lydia.
It is so stinky here. Ew.
This beach is not rocky at all. And you might be looking over there and be thinking, that's a rock. That's literally piles of seaweed. That is insane.
Proof
Oh,
that the kangaroos go on the beach.
some kangaroo has defecated right over here. We
This
must be close.
This Australian accent is vile. We're walking through this sludgy bit of sand.
And this is the reason why people drive on here. It's because the sand is so hard. But when the tide comes up, it turns into this black. That's the only thing I can think of. Because it like suctions onto everything. And it's hard, but it's also not hard. It's soft, but it's also not soft. It's sticky. Like it's...
Ugh. I feel like we have this traumatizing experience of oobleck because we tried to make like boba balls and we ended up successfully making them, but I think it was the first attempt. The mix just kept going into oobleck and it was like this vile consistency that we just kept trying to work with. It was probably like a couple hours of us trying to make it work.
So we just went into the day use picnic area just to make sure there's no kangaroos there. And we spotted this sign. And it still doesn't give me an answer why there's kangaroos on this beach. What? That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen.
One slice of bread to them is equivalent to eating a hamburger and chips.
What's wrong with that? I would smash hamburgers and chips. That makes it like, that makes me more comfortable giving them bread. What?
Obviously, we'll respect the wildlife and not feed them bread,
Yeah,
but
no,
we just
don't
thought
ever feed any animals.
that analogy is just so weird.
It's just so odd. It's like,
Wouldn't you just say, oh,
don't
it's
feed
really
them.
harmful for them?
It's poisonous to them. But also, it's not that bad. Like once off, it's not too bad. Like, why would you do that? So we've walked a couple of 100 meters and we don't see any kangaroos further down. So I think we're gonna come back a little later. And this is the reason why we booked a campsite here, because we didn't have high hopes to see kangaroos first go.
I think we should add that we didn't have high hopes because we're kind of skeptical about it. Like, the beach ends up packed, covered in cars. If you were a kangaroo, I would just hang out in the bush and
There's literally a
Eat
national
stuff.
park here that's like covered in vegetation. Like, why would you?
And last time we were here, because we were here a couple years ago on our Southwest trip, we did see kangaroos, but only in the campgrounds. All over Instagram, you see pictures of people with kangaroos on the beach, and I don't know, we're skeptical whether it'll actually happen or not, but we'll see.
I definitely do think that people try and entice the kangaroos. Oh, that's a kid.
Did you get excited?
Yeah, I was like,
You're like,
what?
kangaroo!
That's just a kid. But I definitely do think that people probably entice the kangaroos.
Yeah.
like with food and whatever.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Look, we're here, we're giving it our best shot. We're gonna come back throughout the whole day. Maybe like every hour we just walk down.
Every hour?
Yes!
Bloody hell, it takes like 15 minutes to walk down here.
I'm giving it the best opportunity possible. We want to see kangaroos on this beach. We got 2 nights here. We're gonna keep checking back in, and fingers crossed we see some kangaroos. Also, we should say that we walked further and the beach is significantly less seaweedy.
Yeah.
Which is way better. It's just like here's all like tire marks from
Yeah.
people driving on the beach.
So I do also feel like the whole aspect of driving onto the beach ruins this beautiful, pristine beach. Because not only is there tire marks on the beach, we have spotted some oil deposits on the beach, which is very sad. And then as well, people dig holes for some reason on this beach, and the sand is quite hard and there's no loose sand around. So those holes never get filled. But maybe, I don't know, maybe we'll see a kangaroo. I mean, we did see a kangaroo yesterday. 2 actually.
At Frenchman Peak.
At Frenchman Peak. Anyway, we'll catch you guys later.
Peace out. Okay, not quite on the beach, but we're walking back to our van and there's roos.
Literally like how we said, there would be more kangaroos in the campground.
So some over here, there's 2. There's 1, 2 here. There's 1 over there in the bush somewhere. Oh, there you go. You won't be able to see it here, but and there's 1 here.
Which I do also have to say that these kangaroos are a bit like me and you, Lydia. Like they keep trying to have like fisticuffs with each other. What? Why can't they just live in harmony?
They just really don't seem fazed by us. Obviously, they must be so used to that human interaction. We're really giving them the space and not getting too close. But usually when we're out in the wild, like if we pass kangaroos, they immediately bolt.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're flight or fright.
Fight or flight.
Fright? No, fright and flight.
Yes, they're those types of creatures. So if we pass them in the wild, they immediately just yeet off. And these ones, like we're even walking past to get to our site, and they just don't care. Like there's a little guy just behind us. I hope you can see him.
Which normally the mama would be like, wait, what are you doing next to my baby?
Guys, please head on to the beach.
I'm not sure if these are babies or full-size adults.
Baby.
They're babies.
One's an adult, and there's 2 of them.
Would you call that an adult? It's still very little.
Yeah.
So we should have been a little bit more alert last night. There's lots of kangaroo poo. It wasn't here. Behind our
we can
van.
go on shift so we don't sleep.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
take turns.
Of course. I think that'll be our only way of seeing kangaroos.
Hi, Pika. Meet you at the beach.
Come with us.
You can follow.
You can come with
I think there's another one in there because I can see the bushes rustling.
Yeah.
They really don't care about being close, huh?
Yeah. Take 2.
I don't think we'll bother walking the distance again because I'm pretty sure I can just see a couple hundred meters ahead of us and there's no kangaroos.
There's no kangaroos on the beach because they're all snacking at the campsite.
Yeah.
I wouldn't come here either. They got good food at the campsite.
Exactly. Like, there's no vegetation on the beach. What are they going to eat?
Well, still nothing. So I guess we'll keep checking back in. But a little bit of an update. They may not be on the beach, but they're cruising around at the campsite.
And having the time of their life.
Yeah, they're sunbathing. They love it. Really does not care. Hi. Boys. Heading to the beach and
Still here.
literally still at the campsite and so close to us. Look where Wehan's legs are, and he just doesn't care. Came over. There's another one there. They're just chilling. They're having a good time.
So this is attempt number 3 now. Let's see if we can spot a kangaroo.
Having a bit of a laugh because still no kangaroos on the beach, but every single time we've come down here, we've gotten really close to kangaroos on the path in the campsite.
Just not on the beach.
Just not on the beach. Literally just outside our van. What are you doing here? You're meant to be at the beach.
Now, if you guys didn't think before that we were living This is living, Lydia.
Making cinnamon rolls.
Professional baker you are.
Well, after attempt number 5 million of trying to see kangaroos on the beach, we thought, you know what? We're gonna come back and have cinnamon rolls for lunch because we're adults now and no one can tell us that we can't have cinnamon rolls for lunch. So you know what? I hope we've inspired you to eat cinnamon rolls for lunch.
Yes.
This one's a little squished. we
may or may not have run out of butter.
Yeah, I had to
Improvise a little bit.
But I mean, they look good. Hopefully they taste good. I mean, we're walking down to the beach path and they're certainly making their way closer to the beach.
It's like being a baby or something.
Oh. I gotta say, even if these guys don't head to the beach, being within like a couple meters of like a nursing baby and a mom is like pretty amazing.
Sweet.
We're really trying to give them their space and we're thinking they would be quick, but now it's been like a couple of minutes and they're still going.
5 to 10 minutes and it's still having some milk.
Still drinking, but amazing. Even if these guys don't go to the beach.
They're eating the little dried beans that are there. So do you see them?
Yeah.
They're off the ground. The baby is coming over now.
You got a baby behind you.
I know.
Hello, little baby. This little girl. Yeah.
Oh, that one's got a bit of an itch at the back. Did you miss it?
Yeah, it's okay. You can't see it that well from here. So we just got super close to kangaroos at the campsite and we thought, you know what? Let's just head to the beach. We'll have a look. And we just spotted a kangaroo on the beach, so...
It's a popular one, apparently.
What timing, huh? Interesting, it's drinking seawater. Alright, Vian, we've seen a kangaroo on the beach. How do you feel?
I feel good.
I mean, it's amazing. It's a one-of-a-kind sight. You're not going to see anything like this anywhere else. Yeah. But being closer to them at the campground was probably
I feel like it was
personal.
more intimate and personal.
Intimate, that's the right word. I mean, here there's a flock of tourists everywhere just waiting to get a photo, and it was almost like we lined up and went over to get a photo. It was a bit more of a touristy experience. So look, one of a kind experience, but I guess not life-changing.
Also, don't come to Lucky Bay expecting to see kangaroos. Like, we spent 2 days.
Yep. This has taken a long time to get.
Waiting for a kangaroo to go on a beach, and we saw them literally everywhere on the campsite. So they're not at Lucky Bay, but they're near Lucky Bay.
In the area. It's not guaranteed, they're wild animals. So if you really want to see the kangaroos, I would say come to the campground, stay a couple nights, and you'll get really close with them. No guarantee of the beach situation. No. And if you want to touch them, if you want to get close, if you want to feed them, go to a proper place, go to like a wildlife park or wherever you're allowed to. I guess we should add that Lucky Bay isn't just known for its kangaroos.
Yes, it's actually apparently the widest beach.
Apparently?
Not in this section at least, I don't think. So that's because of its high quartz concentration, I think.
Yep.
Which means that it's very dense, and you can drive on here with like a 2-wheel drive or a 4-wheel drive.
And
that also makes it
squeaky. Vian looks like a crazy person right now, but basically the high quartz content and the way it's so dense makes the sand squeaky.
Yeah, when you walk on it with no flip-flops.
The problem with Lucky is that you've got to find a nice spot where you can actually squeak the sand.
And also find a nice spot that is free because it's so busy.
Yes. It's actually cleared up now. It's getting later in the afternoon. It's now a Tuesday, so it's not too busy. But when we were here yesterday on Monday, the whole beach
and even
was
today
packed.
it was kind of packed.
Car coming.
Oh.
It was literally like car after car after car, because not just four-wheel drives can drive here, like Vian said, it's two-wheel drives also. So the beach is just packed with rows and rows and rows of people waiting to see the kangaroos. Look, coming here is definitely a once-in-a-lifetime experience, seeing kangaroos on the beach, but if you're coming to Esperance just for Lucky Bay, don't.
Yeah, absolutely not. Like the whole Cape Le Grand National Park is so beautiful.
It's amazing.
And there's so many different things that you can see. Like Frenchman's Peak is probably the most rewarding hike for the amount of effort that you have to put in that we've done so far.
Definitely. It was so beautiful. And I feel like if you came here and just sat on Lucky Bay Beach
the whole day,
waiting for kangaroos,
you'd be miserable.
It would ruin your day. Like, you'd just be waiting the whole time for this very quick moment that's nice. Come and enjoy Cape Le Grand, enjoy Frenchman's Peak, go and see all the other amazing beaches, because Lucky Bay, we don't think is the best beach for swimming. Like,
I actually don't think it's like
great.
I wouldn't put it in like the top 10 of any of the beaches that we've been to.
No, not at all. Like, don't get me wrong, great, unique experience, still beautiful, but I would, look, I would not come here just for here. I would come and see the kangaroos, I would go and do Frenchman's Peak, and I'd go and see all of the other incredible beaches that Esperance is known for. So we'll be driving approximately 1,200 kilometers. We've made it to the start of Australia's longest straight road. Here we go again.
This one is quite a bit more expensive.
Yeah, $2.70 per litre. We made it, we made it, we made it. We're in South Australia. And what a better way to celebrate than with a giant kangaroo with Vegemite. Look at this, I can't
It's
get
insane.
over this. It's so beautiful, and just being in a new state is like exciting.